Sharonda,
Hi.
how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm actually okay, all things considered. Are you in Atlanta?
Yes, I am in hot Atlanta that is now cold.
It's cold there?
I walked outside. I had to give my godkids a bath yesterday. It was 37 degrees and it started snowing. I had to go put a whole new set of clothes on.
That's actually not right.
No, it isn't. But hello, how are you doing today?
I'm
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I really do appreciate it. One of the first questions that I wanted to ask you is, do you feel that any of the vocations or the passions of Augustine or even any of the other characters, do you find similarities like in their interests or their callings?
I Yeah, I think Augustine's got a lot of problems. He's got a lot of regrets, which I don't necessarily have those same kind of things, but I love the sort of search for redemption. I
Mhm.
love the idea that these characters desperately want to be home and they want to be in communication with their family and they want to be in the room with them and all the things that we're sort of experiencing right now. And so I do love the idea of having that conversation. I think that's important.
Yeah, it was really interesting on my second viewing of the film because it deals with so many themes of life and death and hope and healing. Did you feel as though now, given the current pandemic that we're in, that the film took on a new or even greater meaning for you?
It did. We finished in February shooting and then we got shut down and I had to come to the house and edit. And so we started leaning into the idea of our inability to communicate because that's what was happening and our loss of being with family, all those things that we were really sort of dealing with. And it was interesting because Felicity called me about 2 weeks into the shoot and said, I'm pregnant. So it changed everything for us. And suddenly we had to really quickly rethink the storyline. But the idea of her having a baby suddenly felt like a continuum and felt it ended up giving the film a different feeling to us, and so it gave us this hope in this sort of dark times, and I thought that was important.
Yeah, I was wondering the choice for Sully, having her be pregnant versus the book,
Yeah,
because it did really change her circumstance. And
yeah.
it really gave us that one center beacon of hope to really focus on throughout the movie. So thank you for saying that. Now you answered my question without me even having to ask you.
That's my job.
Um, but one of the things that stood out to me is something that Augustine says to Iris, and he says that Polaris, that is the symbol. That's what he uses to help find his place when he's lost.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you, what is it could be a thing or a person, what is that symbol for you to really help you find your center?
Well, it's interesting, for my whole life growing up, my father was always a North Star for me in terms of um, uh, decency and doing the right thing. Um, I would also say my wife, in many ways, has always been since we've been together, has been someone that I can look to as a beacon of us at our best. And so I greatly admire what she does for a living and more so who she is as a person. And so I could I could make the argument that I have a couple of North Stars there.
Well, George, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
Really good to talk to you. I'm sorry it's lousy weather in Atlanta. It actually
It's
depresses
okay. I'm just stuck in the house anyway, so it really doesn't matter at this point.
us. I'll be safe. It's almost there. There's light at the end of this tunnel.
Yes.
Get through it.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.